Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep. So today we are going to do questions on data interpretation from past papers for Maharashtra CET. Let's start with the first set. So it shows that there's a bar chart that shows the total members enrolled in different years from 1990 to 1994 in two different gymnasiums, A and B. Okay, so this is the bar graph. So the first question is, in the year 1995, the number of members enrolled in both the gymnasiums increased by 30% as compared to the year 1994. Find the total number of members enrolled in both the gymnasiums in the year 1995. So two gymnasiums A and B given here, and the number of people enrolled in them is given in this. So you have to tell the number of people enrolled in the gymnasiums in the year 1995. So if we see this graph in 1994, so this one is 50 till here, 60, 70, 70, and this value is 150. This value is 150. Okay, so it is saying that both of them increased by 30%, right? So don't need to find separate values, just add them. That is 70 plus 150, increase of 30%. So 1.3 times of this. So 220 into 1.3, that is 286. Okay, so that will be the number of people enrolled in 2000 and 1995. Okay. Find the ratio between the total number of members enrolled in both the gymnasiums together in the year 1991 and that in 1994. So ratio between total number of members in 1991 and 1994. So in the previous question we saw 1994 was 220. Okay. So one thing, although there are two options, you can eliminate. See, sometimes you do not need to go into actual calculations. You can get these things done in a faster way if you know the data from previous question, right? So this we know is 220. Okay, so now this has to be a multiple of two. This has to be a factor of 220. Okay, you can eliminate three of the options, right? We are left with two options, B and E. Okay, now see this. If it is if it was B, right, the value should be 420 and 220, right? And if it is E, then it is 220 and 270. Okay, now no need to add also. Actually, you do not have to add also. You can just see the graph, right? Does this total look like 420? Does it look like that? Like 200 so per AK value and one is much less, right? Even if the lines are not, you take time to see the lines and all, you can just see that 420 is not possible. So that you can say that this is the answer. Okay, so see, these are certain things in which you can speed up your questions, uh, right, by just knowing data from previous question using some sort of common sense and looking at the options. Okay, the number of members enrolled in Gymnasium A in 1991 is approximately what percentage of the number of members enrolled in Gymnasium B in the year 1994? So this one is an easy set. Right, you can expect at least one easy set in the examination. So number of members enrolled in Gymnasium A in 1991. Okay, so A in 1991 we can see it is 60. Okay, A in 1991 is 60 and it is asking that what percentage of B in 1994. B in 1994 was 150. Okay, so that is 40%, 60 out of 150. Okay, so the answer is none of these. Average of the number of members enrolled in Gymnasium A from year 91 to 94 together is what percent more or less than the average of number of members enrolled in Gymnasium B in the year 93 and 94 together, rounded off to two decimal places. So now, like whenever you get a DI set, right, keep this thing in mind. Keep previous three questions were very easy. ठीक है जो बहुत जल्दी हो जाते हैं. This is going to take time. ठीक है, this will take some time because you will have to find the average and do the calculations. So the best advice for an examination point of view is skip this question. ठीक है, क्योंकि पेपर में ये होगा कि like see, set appears to be very easy because you saw first question, second question, third question. Now, when comes the fourth question, you think that okay, let us spend time. Okay, it is advisable to skip such question but come to it later, like while attempting paper. Okay, या तो answer करोगे, that's that's a different thing. But in an examination, any examination which you are appearing, when you find कि group questions में, that's the mistake some people make, right? They say कि if there's a set, let us attempt all the questions. Yeah, that should not be the scenario unless like us an examination has less questions, right? Here you have plenty of questions, so one question would consume like जितने टाइम तीन क्वेश्चन में ही लगा हो उतना सिंगल एक क्वेश्चन में लग जाएगा. So it is advisable to avoid such questions in the paper. Okay, so it says average in Gymnasium A from 91 to 94. 91 to 94, you have to find the average of A. This is 60. And this is 70, this value is 140, and this value is 200. Okay, so 340 plus 130, that is 470. 470 by 4, 117.5. Okay, that is the average. And it what percent more or less than the average of B in the year 93 and 94. Okay, this is 250, that is 240, and this is 150, right? 390. 390 का average हो गया 195, right? So clearly it is, see if you look at the options, okay, so if you look at the options, it looks clearly much less. Okay, like कितना percent होगा, it is how what percent less, it is 70, around 40%. ठीक है, ये कितना है, रफ 120 है, this is roughly 200. ठीक है, 40% लेस हो जाएगा, I mean close to 40%, right? You do not have to calculate. So none of these. So options were foolish in this question. Okay, roughly 40% हो जाएगा ना, and just see, no need to calculate because see अगर कोई भी option 40 के आसपास 2-3 option होते then you would have decided कि actual calculate करते हैं. Okay, but you see this is close to 40%. Total number of members enrolled in gymnasium B in 93 and 94 together is what percent more or less than the total number of members enrolled in gymnasium A in all the given years together. Now use that information which you calculated in the previous question. So one thing, remember that whenever you do DI sets, right, do rough work at one place. Why I'm saying is like sometimes what happens is like you solved 2-3 questions, right? You did not solve all 5 questions. You solved 3 questions and you started doing something else. Now when you come return to the questions, right? When you say कि चलो अब वाले सेट पे वापस जाते हैं, so there will be some question in which information has been calculated in the previous question. Okay, like for example in this question if you see जिम्नेशियम बी का टोटल तो हमने पिछले क्वेश्चन में निकाला है, राइट? तो जिम्नेशियम बी का टोटल कितना आया था पिछले क्वेश्चन में, 390 वाज द टोटल, so no need to calculate again, right? Now it is saying that what percent more or less than the total number of members enrolled in gym A. Now for A we had calculated from 91 to 94, what was the total, 470. So we do not have to add all these things again, we just have to use this value, that is 170. Okay, so this total comes out at 640. Okay, now it is saying that what percent more or less, right? So how much more or less, 250 compared to 640, right? So now again that comes out to be somewhere close to 40%, right? 40% less roughly, cannot calculate exact. So the answer is none of these. Okay, so I think they intended to ask, or I don't know if they intended to ask what percent off, because all options have been given close to 60%, right? Or either they asked the wrong thing, or anyway, in that case, if you want to calculate 390 by 640, even then you will not get any of these values, right? If you calculate 390 by 39 by 64, that would be how much, like 36 is 384, 60, 0 and 9, 60.9 something, right? So you will not get any of these values. Okay, so here's the next set. It says that there are five companies A, B, C, D, E. Okay, and these are the number of employees that joined and left in different years, right? 2001 to 2005. So the table shows the data related to the number of employees who joined and left in the given five companies during the 5 years 2001 to 2005. Consider that the given companies started in the year 2001. Okay, now this is slightly a like difficult question compared to the previous one. Previous one was very simple. Okay, now in this case, what we have to do is see if there are 161 employees in 2001, right? So what will happen in 2002 is, let us say we are talking about A in 2002. So 161 were already there. Now 148 increased and 58 left. So net 90 का increase हो जाएगा, that will become 251. Okay. Now in 2003 there were 251 employees, then 135 joined and 69 left. Okay, so that will become 317. Like this you will have to calculate. Okay, but keep one thing in mind, that whenever you have such kind of tables or charts, do not calculate the entire values. Okay, one biggest mistake that people do is they spend time in calculating all values. वो क्या करेंगे, 2001 to 2005 they will calculate for all companies, and then they say that okay, ask us anything, right? While that's a good thing to do, while practicing, that is perfectly fine, that you calculate all the values so that you can answer all the question. But in the examination scenario you are short of time, right? So do not calculate all the values, see that what all things need to be calculated. Okay, so if we just go through the questions, let's see that what all questions they have asked, right? So it is asking about company B. Okay, one of the questions is asking about B, then another company is asking about A, then C, uh, highest at the end of 2002, and D, right? So they did not ask about E in any of the questions, right? So let us see that what all need to be calculated. See, uh, for C they have asked till 2002 only, so you do not have to calculate beyond 2002. Okay, so the thing is, do not start calculating everything in advance. You have this habit, right? While solving questions you uh, calculate everything in advance. Do not do that. Okay, calculate only the thing which is asked in the questions. So now it is asking about 2003. So you do not have to calculate it 2005. Okay, calculate कर दोगे तो खाली waste of effort, right? So for B you have to find the number of uh, a ratio of male and female employees is 5:6. So you have to find the number of female employees in at the end of year 2003. So certain hacks like calculating relevant things help to do things better. Okay. Okay, so let us calculate for we are asked about company B. Okay, so company B, if you see that how many have so this is the total number of employees minus this 148 plus 172 plus 188, right? That is the total minus 156, because these many left also. So at the end of 2003, this you will get as -8. So 172 plus 180, you can say 352. Okay, so 5:6. So female employees will be 6 out of 11 of 352. 32 into 6, 192. That is the answer. Okay. Yeah, so Vicky has a right observation that only two options are multiple of 6, right? So वो जो लोग कहते हैं ना तुक्का मारने की बात, so you can eliminate three options and then maybe like if you are in a hurry, okay, not much time to calculate, you could just mark one of these. So you have the probability of getting the answer correct more as compared to widely marking the answer. Okay. All right. What was the total number of employees in company A at the end of year 2004? You have to find at the end of 2004. Okay, so obviously you might have calculated this, right? So I'll tell you a better way to do things, right? So whenever you have any calculation involving like anything, addition, multiplication, subtraction, okay, and all options have different last digit. Okay, so see this 73951. Okay, all options have different last digits. So that means that those are the best of the questions. You do not have to actually uh, worry about those questions. ठीक है, इन्हें करना बहुत आसान होता है, right? 1 plus 8 minus 8, that will end in 0. ठीक है, that is 5 to 5 plus 2 is 7 plus 8, and minus 8 will lead to another 0. Okay, and then minus 8, so that should be something ending in 3. Okay, so that should be your answer. 363. Missing E. 341 आ रहा है. ओके, कैलकुलेट कर लेते हैं. इज इट कमिंग 341? तो कुछ मिस्टेक हो गई. +8 161 या 90 66, that is 24 and 102. Okay, 63 90 343 आ रहा है एक्चुअली आंसर. मैंने आंसर ही गलत है. ओके, आंसर गलत दिया. 343 आना चाहिए. अच्छा, क्वेश्चन 2004 पूछा है, सॉरी, माय बैड. So 2004 पूछ रहा है, so just skip this, right? So in that case this is 8 gone. ठीक है, 5 7 7 and 7 0, right? So something ending in 1, so 341 आंसर हो जाएगा. Okay. Number of employees in company E at the end of year 2002 is what percent more than the number of employees in company C at the end of year 2002? तो इसमें 2002 का डेटा निकालना है, सी एंड ई. Okay, so I thought they did not ask for E, so they asked for C and E. So 2002, if we now this we will have to calculate, okay, but still we can do with some approximate data, right? So 179, this is 70 more and 40, 71 and 42, 113, that is 29, no, 2000, 2002 कह रहा है ना, so that is 250, and E it is 141, that is 269. Okay. So it is 19 more, right? 19 more is less than 8%, right? So 7, 3/5% हो जाएगा. Okay, here's the next one. In which of the given companies number of employees was highest at the end of year 2002? So C में तो highest नहीं होगा, right? E we already know the value as 269. Okay, this is 90, 251, not the highest. This is coming as 112, that is 260. Okay. And this is coming as 148, 264, right? So E में ही highest star होगा. Okay. What is the average number of employees who joined company D during the given years together? Average number of employees joining company D. Okay, so whenever like see all these values are in a similar range, so we can do by deviation. Okay, so let us take one average. Okay, now these values are close to 150. Let's just pick a central option, right? Or like you can pick any number also. You can pick like 160 also, or one of uh, these things also, right? So now if we take, let us take one of the options. ठीक है, कई बार options लेने से क्या होता है, you might hit, like you are lucky, you get the right answer. ठीक है, you can assume also or you can take one of the options, because like options में luck factor आ सकता है. So this is minus 46, this is 46. ठीक है, so this is plus 7, and this is minus 20, this is minus 7. Okay, so minus 7, so all goes away. Minus 20 by 5 is minus 4. Okay, so 162 minus 4, that is 158 is your answer. Right, you could assume 160 also, it will not affect. If you assume 160 at the average, this would be plus minus 44. This would have been 48, be 9, and minus 18, and this will be minus 5. Okay, so in that case you would have got 4 plus 9, 13, 13 minus 23 minus 10, so you would have got 160 minus 10 by 5. Right, so you would get the answer as 158, or if you can add also, that is also perfectly fine. But if there are more than 5 numbers, it becomes like difficult to add. Okay, so now in this case we have a pie chart and a table. So the pie chart gives the percentage distribution of number of cars sold by 6 companies A, B, C, D, E, F. Right, so this is the distribution of cars sold, and it is known that the total number of cars sold by these 6 companies is 1.7 lakhs. That is the total number of cars sold, and this shows the ratio between the number of diesel cars to petrol cars sold by the 6 given companies. Okay, all right, so the first question that we have is, what is the difference between the total number of diesel cars and the total number of petrol cars sold by company D? I will say direct way में करना सीखते हैं, right? So like one common thing that people do is, right, they take like 1.7 lakh total है. Now let's do it in one single line in one calculation. Okay, 1.7 lakh hai, so let me write 17, right? I will forget how many zeros are there, into what is D? D is how much? D is 13%, so into 13. Okay, now it is saying that difference between total number of diesel and petrol cars. So diesel and petrol, it is 8:5, right? So if it is diesel is 8x, petrol will be 5x. Okay, so difference कितना आ जाएगा? Difference will be 3x. So I have to find 3x, right? Now this total is 13x. So this value is 13x. I have to find 3x. So basically what I'll do, 17 into 13 into 3 by 13. Right? So my answer will be 5100. So if you learn this if you practice this kind of calculations, you will feel that okay, you are in that bucket key, you are the ones who deserve JB. Okay, don't be like the normal people. They calculate first, they will calculate 1.7 lakh ka 13%, right? How does a normal person do? 1.7 lakh को ऐसे लिखेगा, वो काउंट करेगा फिर कितने जीरोस हैं, ठीक है, फिर वो कहेगा 13%, फिर वो निकालेगा द 221 देन 00, ठीक है, फिर वो करेगा कि 8, फिर वो चलो ये 3/13 कर लिया उसने, ठीक है, फिर वो अगेन डिवाइड करेगा तो 1700 आएगा इंटू 3 5100. टाइम लगेगा करने में, बट understand this thing that you should always ignore zeros in these calculations. Okay, that will save you a lot of time in data interpretation wherever large values are given. Okay, so I'll just repeat. So 1.7 lakh hai, okay, so I just take it at 17. Now how much is D? D is just 13% of it. So 17 into 13 is the total number of cars by D. Okay. Now in D we are given diesel ratio petrol is 8:5. So suppose diesel cars are 8x, petrol cars are 5x. So what we have to find? We have to find the difference, that is 3x, right? 13x we are given as this, so we have to find 3x. So that is 3 by 13. 17 into 3 51. So do not worry about the number of zeros, right? ऐसा तो है नहीं 51,000 ऐसे कुछ दिया, all are in 100, so that will be the right answer. Okay. What is the ratio of total number of petrol cars sold by company E to the total number of diesel cars sold by company F? Now see, whenever in a pie chart there is a ratio based question or percentage based question, right? Then this total is irrelevant. Like total 1.7 lakh है, 10 lakh है, 5 lakh है, does not matter. Petrol cars by E, ठीक है? First of all find E का percentage. E का कितना percentage है? 16% है. E by F, right? E की पेट्रोल बाय F की डीजल. E कितना है? 16% है. एंड पेट्रोल E में पेट्रोल कितना है? 9/16. ठीक है, 9/16. एंड F is first of all 10%. And in that it is asking diesel cars. So diesel will be 3/5 parts, right? 3/5 parts. So 9/6, that is 3/2. Okay, straightforward question. You do not have to find the number of cars. Do not find the number of cars. Okay, so you just have to take the ratio. So suppose there were 100 cars also, the ratio will remain the same. So let us treat 100 cars. So we said that 9/16, so that is 9 cars of petrol. And if you take this F, so 10% का 3/2 में करोगे तो 6 and 4 आ जाएगा. So 9/6, that is 3/2. Total number of diesel cars sold by company D is approximately what percent of the total number of cars sold by company F? Again, it's a percentage question, right? So again, total is of no use. So always remember, if a question just relates to percentage or ratio from the pie chart and table or whatever is given to you, right? So make sure that you do not use the totals. You can do those questions without totals also. If they ask to add, subtract or do something, then you need the total. So it says that total number of diesel cars sold by company D. So again we will go by this. So D के 13% है and diesel cars कितना हो गया? 8/13. So that is 8. Okay, is approximately what percent of total number of cars sold by company F? Company F कितना 10% कर रहा है. So it is asking that 8/10 कितना percent होता है? 80% होता है. ठीक है, सीधे सीधे 80%. No need to calculate the number of cars sold by D and then diesel cars sold by D. So if you do this, then obviously you are way above like 99.5% of the people, because they don't apply these things. Now this is a question on difference, right? And we are given numbers, we are not given ratio percentage. So you will need that 1.7 lakh wala total. Okay, and again use that 17, treat it as 17, ignore these zeros and all, do simple calculation. What is the difference between the total number of diesel cars sold by all the companies together and the total number of petrol cars sold by the companies together? A difficult one to do. Yeah, it's a calculation intensive question. But still, I'll tell you one good thing about this. So do this, find the difference. Did anyone calculate? Are you calculating both? Like, are you calculating diesel and petrol both and finding the difference? अगर डीजल कैलकुल और पेट्रोल दोनों निकाले तो दैट्स अ मिस्टेक, राइट? Calculate only one. So it is asking the difference between the total number of diesel cars and total number of petrol cars. ठीक है, रेशियो से निकालोगे तो लाइक दो दो निकालते रहोगे, बहुत टाइम लगेगा. फाइंड ओनली वन. ठीक है, जो अच्छा लग रहा है, डीजल का निकालना डीजल का निकाल लो, पेट्रोल का निकालना पेट्रोल का निकाल लो. ठीक है, सपोज यू फाइंड फॉर डीजल. नाउ व्हाट टू डू नेक्स्ट इज, लेट अस से डीजल का टोटल आया कुछ एक्स. ठीक है, टोटल इज 1.7 लाख. So diesel you got the total as X. So then petrol will be 1.7 lakh minus X. Okay, so find the difference between them. Okay, do not find petrol separately. So let us do it in one single line. Okay, 17 बाहर लिख लेता हूँ. Now I will do it straight away, right? So if you see first is A is 29 and diesel out of it is 9 out of 17. Okay, plus then it is 18% and diesel is 11 out of 18. Okay, then we have third is 14 का 3 by 7 plus 13 का 8 by 13 plus 16 का 7 by 16 plus this is 10 का 3 by 5. because I'll do some calculations. Uh, Now let us first take these things inside. ये सारे हो गए ना? So this is 17 into 29 into 9 by 17. So let us leave this aside and add this. So that is 11 plus 6, 17, 25, 25, 32, 38. ये calculation बन रहा है. So this will be 17 into this is 29 into 9, 261 plus 17 into 38. So 17, 40, 680, 680 minus 646. That will come as 800, 707. ठीक है 707 आ जाएगा. नाउ डू नॉट वरी कि कितना टोटल बन रहा है. राइट 707 होगा. ये 17 1.7 लाख था. 1700 minus 707 you will get as 893 196 आ रहा है कुछ तो. अच्छा गलत एडिशन हो गया. रुको. सॉरी दिस इज 907. 907 आएगा. दैट इज 793. सो 114 आ जाएगा. दैट विल बी योर डिफरेंस. Okay, so 11,400 will be the difference. One by 17, 29 into 51. 29 into 51. That also can be done. ठीक है वैसे भी कर सकते हो. Right, one way to do is like 1 by 17. This is into 29. ठीक है, finding the fraction as a difference. ठीक है, then in that case this will be 4 by 18 parts, and this will be so if you are doing this take this as minus 1 by 7 parts. This will be 3 by 13 parts. This will be minus 2 by 16 parts, and this will be 1 by 5 parts. That can also be done. Right, you can take this as 1 by 17 parts. So we are considering diesel minus petrol in this case. That is also fine. What is the total number of cars sold by company E and F together? Now that is the easiest question in this. One one four triple zero कैसा है? So we added this, we got the number 907. ठीक है 907 वो होगा नहीं, वो होगा 90,700. ठीक है. So total is 1,70,000. You will get as 79300. 90700 minus 79300. So you will get this. This will be the actual number. Okay, but in the calculation I ignored the zeros. ये तो आसान सा question है, right? So it is saying that E and F together. E and F is 26%. So 26 into 17. Okay, so that will be 462 या 442 में से एक होगा, right? So you can eliminate 3 of the options because 6 into 7 is this, right? So 17 6 is 102. 10 carries, that is 4 plus 10 442. So that is your answer. Okay, so see, there were 5 questions and the last one was easy. Okay, so something keep in mind is like in a set not necessarily कि पहले easy आएगा फिर moderate आएगा फिर difficult आएगा. ऐसा हो सकता है फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन विल बी डिफिकल्ट, सेकंड विल बी डिफिकल्ट, थर्ड इजी, फोर्थ इजी, फिफ्थ मॉडरेट. ठीक है, सो मेक श्योर यू चेक ऑल द क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है, एंड इन द एग्जामिनेशन you do not have to attempt all the questions. So you got a set of 5 questions. That does not mean all 5. I would not have done the fourth question. Although I told you that how to do it fast, but I would not attempt that question क्योंकि मुझे पता है उसमें calculation करनी है, right? It requires more time, right? But there will be some questions which can be done very rapidly. So try to find those questions which can be done. So like in a set, try to attempt 3 to 4 questions out of 5 which can be done in the least possible time, and then see to it ki, like if time permits, then come back to that. That is how you maximize your attempts. ठीक है, लग 5 क्वेश्चन थे, 5 के 5 you were doable. It is not that you cannot do those, but 3, let us say 3 questions took 3 minutes. Okay? And then the fourth question, then one question is taking 2 minutes, right? So essentially you are going at the rate of 1 questions per minute. Now you are going like 4 questions, that is your speed has reduced to 0.8 questions per minute, right? So your speed goes down by 20%, right? So avoid such questions that you think that might take time, right? So that is how we uh, tackle the questions. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this class and learned some things, how to avoid unnecessary calculations, how to make use of options, right? And do things in a much smarter way than you would probably be doing right now. Okay, so thanks for watching this video. Have a great night. Goodbye. And yes, the registration dates have been extended. So registration open till 11th May. 11th May is the last day to register. Okay, so in case you felt that was beyond your preparation this time, now the dates have been extended, so 2 months time is extra. You still wish to register, you can register for the examination. Okay, so thanks. Have a great night. Goodbye.